of them that giving the verdict about the doctor getting me sick. I don't know why they wouldn't mind the stinking business. Leave the man in peace. I say leave the damn doctor. Look, don't get me mad. Leave the damn doctor. Crisis or is murder in Trinidad. Leave the damn doctor. He ain't trouble on you. Leave the damn doctor. Where you do? Leave the damn doctor. Where you crisis? Leave the damn doctor. Leave the damn doctor. Leave me damn doctor. Yes, the other party is there. They can't handle their own affair. They're stumbling with all the plan. Still they're harassing the blasted man. I say, leave the damn doctor. And don't get me mad. Leave me damn doctor. Way, or is murder in Trinidad. Leave me damn doctor. He ain't trouble on you. Leave me damn doctor. Way, or is murder in Trinidad.
A pleasant good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Another wonderful day in the trial and states of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. Today being Monday, the 21st day of October 2024.
But race riot in England, they should kick them from Scotland Yard. We have the same question in Trinidad. I say, leave it down, doctor.
Wherever you are right now and you're listening to me, tag somebody, share right now, copy the link, and let them know that class is in session. Yours truly, Royalty James, for another wonderful day.
All of them that giving the verdict about the doctor getting me sick. I don't know why they wouldn't mind the stinking business. Leave the man in peace. I say, leave the damn doctor. Look, don't get me mad.
Go ahead right now.
Crisis.
Let them know that I'm here.
Trinidad.
Let them know that I'm here.
He ain't trouble on you.
So those who has been in front of the class, in the middle of the class, in the back of the class, or those that would just stand in the corridor, wherever you are right now, let them know that class is in session. Somebody said they locked down from the North Pole. That means you have gifts bearing this Christmas.
The other party is there. They can't handle their own affair. They're stumbling with all the plan. Still they're harassing the blasted man. I say, leave it down, doctor. And don't get me mad. Leave me down.
Good evening to the persons listening all the way from Toronto.
He ain't trouble on you.
Good afternoon to the newcomers. Is there anybody in the classroom for the first time? Just put your hands up. If you're here for the first time, just put your hands up and say, this is my first time. If this is your first time, welcome to one of the greatest broadcasting programs to be aired on a political sense. Yes.
They're making so much confusion, but race riot in England, they should kick them from Scotland Yard. We have the same question in Trinidad. I say, leave it down, doctor. And don't get me mad. Leave it down, doctor. It's murder in Trinidad. Leave it down, doctor. Why say he ain't trouble on you? Leave it down, doctor. Hey, where you doing? Well, do.
So we're going to start, as per usual, with a few upcoming events that will be happening. Because I want when you just reach, you get the information, and not at the end of the program, sometimes you leave and you don't know what is happening.
This nigga business must stop. I tell you soon in the West Indies. It's please, Mr. Nigga, please leave it.
So don't forget, on Sunday the 27th, 2024, we outside. This is a boat ride that will be taking place aboard the embassy. Tickets are only $70. Fisherman Jr., Bomb Squad, and DJ Smiley are on board. Food is inclusive, alright? Also this Sunday, we are at Victoria Park at the Big Bingo 40th anniversary fundraising event. $100,000 in cash and prizes. Suzuki Ignis hybrid car is up for grab, along with $50,000 in cash and other prizes. So be a part of this one. Yes, and don't forget to the persons out there in New York, the town hall meeting will be held also this Sunday. So go be a part of the town hall meeting. I do believe there is a change in the venue, or sorry, specifications as it relates to the venue, and not a change in the venue. So let me just give you that information. So that that address would be Nazareth Regional High School. That's on 475 East 57th Street in Brooklyn, New York, between Sheridan Road and Detmas Avenue. All right, so that would be the new location for the town hall meeting. That would be taking place at the Nazareth Regional High School. All right, that would be on 57th, on 47 and 57, 475 East, sorry, Brooklyn, New York, between Clarendon Road and Detmas Avenue. I'm hoping that I'm getting the pronunciation of the names right. If I am not, I'm very sorry. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we are here again for another class in session program, for another wonderful evening. Another event that will be happening this evening. Yes, emotional intelligence and empathy. This will be done by Honorable Emmeline Paye, emotional intelligence expert. Yes, and that will be done today from 7 p.m. to 8:30. Yes, you can join and join our interactive emotional intelligence webinar project for young professionals and middle managers eager to boost their self-awareness, empathy, and leadership skills. All right, so you can go be a part of that one. It is taking place this afternoon. I would post on my link. I can post on the link where you can go ahead and be a part of this one. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, this evening you can be a part of that program. Also, you can go and subscribe now. Go on to Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell's Facebook page, and you can subscribe as he starts a new venture into doing a dialogue in getting to know more as it relates to the political leader and former Prime Minister of Grenada. It is going to be a well-known event throughout the length and breadth of Grenada, because you know definitely they will come. Yeah, they can't help it. They will come. So he's going to be doing basically a blog, and that too will be shared on my Facebook page. So if you want to be a part of that, you can also go and be a part of that. Yes, let's get down to information, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get on to what we're here for this afternoon. And many of you guys, I hope you guys in some way or the other would have enjoyed your holiday on Saturday. I don't know how you want to call your holiday. You understand? My holiday was called Rest and Relax. I don't know how you want to call yours. Whatever you choose to call yours, you can call yours that. My own was simply to rest and relax. Yeah? So, ladies and gentlemen, this afternoon, I want to basically start off with a conversation that a lot of persons sometimes, as I said, maybe don't have the opportunity to fact check. And that is one of the biggest issues right now in Grenada when it comes to both political organization, and when one of the organizations are not willing to accept what is. Now, at the end of the day, we are treated or being treated as illiterates. I'm being very honest. Some of the decision making and the things that are being said by this present administration, once fact checked, they usually come up with some intelligent way to bar it. And let me tell you something about the legal fraternity being a part of it, and counsels and lawyers and so on. One of the things that they tend to do is always believe that their words must be verbatim. It must be what they say. So you have to be able to basically say everything that they say. But when you fact check them on what they are saying, as opposed to what was said, you want to realize that it doesn't leave any much room for what it really is. Now, we have heard the conversation in recent days as it relates to the privatization of our healthcare system here in Grenada. And we have heard all supporters and all other sides and everybody say all kind of things, all kind of places. myself and other persons, as I said, we normally sometimes do the digging that the normal person don't do. The persons who don't have this avenue, the persons who don't go through the Facebook process like we do, normally don't get the opportunity to do this. But let me play back for you a clip whereby the present Prime Minister would have made reference, and maybe when you hear it, ladies and gentlemen, you may realize that what is being said and what was said is two different things. But the actual fact as to what you get indirectly is what you would understand. And any layman person, and we're going to break it down nicely today, because I tell you, they want to make us feel dumb. So let me make you listen to this clip here in a gala. Let me make you listen this clip here in a gala. Listen to this.
So we intend to change the legal framework within which our hospitals operate so that they become more autonomous, so that they can generate revenue, and so that they can have a management system that does not require to go through the bureaucrats at the Ministry of Health. So we appreciate it's not just building a new hospital, but it's changing the legal and regulatory framework within which healthcare operate. So we intend to change the legal framework within which our hospitals operate so that they become more autonomous, so that they can generate revenue, and so that they can have a management system that does not require to go through the bureaucrats at the Ministry of Health. So we appreciate it's not just building a new hospital, but it's changing the legal and regulatory framework within which healthcare.
Now, the very first word there, ladies and gentlemen, to pay particular attention to is the word autonomous. The word autonomous, ladies and gentlemen. And for those of us who, and I'm not playing on anybody's intelligence here, anybody understand what does it mean for something to be automotive, automatic? If anybody understand what this word alone means, you would understand this. For something to be auto, it means, and if you're speaking of a country or region, is having the freedom to govern itself or control its own affairs. Having the freedom to act independently. Donating or performing a device capable of operating without human control. So, when you say you want to make your healthcare system autonomous, when you said that before, and now that you come in and try to sugarcoat it, you said you want it to be autonomous. When something is autonomous, ladies and gentlemen, it means that there is an independence. It is lone controlled. At this stage, let's put it to mind. Government is presently autonomously in charge of our healthcare system. So if government is autonomously in charge of our healthcare system, meaning government is in control, they are the ones in control, and the Prime Minister who is in charge of the government is saying that he's wanting to make the healthcare system more autonomous, what is he saying to you? Is he saying to you, does he want to get more control? Or is he saying that he wants to give it in control of something or somebody? And sometimes you can pull it out from where you want it. Because if you listen to what is being said, and let's go back to the statement.
Tend to change the legal framework within which our hospitals operate so that they become more autonomous,
right,
so that they can generate revenue, and so that they can have a management system that does not require to go through the bureaucrats. So we intend to change the legal framework within which our hospitals operate so that they become more autonomous, so that they can generate revenue, and so that they can have a management system.
So you understand? So government, who is presently autonomously in charge of our healthcare system, autonomously, they are in charge, right? So when you speak in that manner, and you speak as it relates to expenditures and so on, It is basically giving the idea that government is going to put legislation in place. Legislation, and you hear it spoke as it relates to legislation. Right? So, when you speak on that front, about autonomously and expense and so on, you are basically saying to people that they now have to do more paying for the healthcare system. And if government at present is not doing it and partners with a private entity and they go along and say, listen to me, you know what? Let's get somebody to help us run this business. What are you basically telling your people? People will see the simple maths. But then, when you realize water more than flour, and he realized that person sooner or later, like myself, because, I mean, let us be honest, Mount Sinai is definitely not an entity of any government. It's a private entity that does its own set of work, its own expenses, so on and so forth. So are you saying to me, ladies and gentlemen, that at this stage, government is going to get a private entity to lessen price on their people? And then when the Prime Minister was asked the question in his press briefing, listen, when water get more than flour, when pressure take water, how it does go uphill. He had no other choice, but hear what he's making reference to.
When questioned about the potential impact on healthcare affordability for vulnerable population if the hospital becomes a statutory body, the Prime Minister had this to say.
NOASA is a statutory body. Vulnerable people are able to afford water.
Let me pause it there. Who did he make reference to? Because I understand there was a big brawl about what Dr. Mitchell said last night. There was a big brawl about Dr. Mitchell speaking about poor people and making reference to. But he said this.
NOASA is a statutory body. Vulnerable people are able to afford water.
Vulnerable people can afford water.
Grain and Solid Waste Management Authority is a statutory body. It collects garbage. Everybody pays via the environmental levy for the collection of garbage and so on. So not just about affordability, that's one. It's also about the quality of care. When you don't pay for things, freeness has a certain connotation to it, and that's part of the challenge we're facing here.
And I'm glad he make reference to that, because freeness have a level of what do you use? A connotation. They are the ones that mentioned, not we, and understand what freeness does do. There are countries paying for them to travel based on what the minister said. Minister Andy Williams, he was in a Facebook post, that there are many countries that pay for the different flights that are many times that the Prime Minister goes on. Mr. Prime Minister, let me say this to you. Freeness have a level of a connotation. There's a way people treat freeness when it is happening. See, all your orders come back and bite all you in the ass. Freeness, Mr. Prime Minister, have a level of a connotation. So all the travel you're traveling now that is free, note in the back of your mind that he has a level of a connotation. Your words. But I want you to understand, when fact-checked here in Grenada, what this political organization tends to do. Whenever anyone, and realize what is happening, realize that anytime anyone fact-checks this present administration, they start getting high-handed. They don't care again. Like what? Me no business about what all you think or what all you say. So, when you make reference to private entities, when asked the question, when you make reference to them, what are you basically telling the people? So your goons came out and said, well, there was nothing saying that the present administration is privatizing the hospital. Fine. And as I started by saying, they will come to you and expect that they're going to post that. They won't post that. They would not post that. But when you come back and the question is asked and you're making references to all the things that you made reference to, what are you saying indirectly? So you understand when I started by saying what I said, you understand where I was going with it? Many a times persons says things, and if you don't take them to task, they have a tendency of wanting you to repeat the exact word. Put I where they put I, T where they put T, K where they put K, all in the belief, ladies and gentlemen, that you need to answer them in the manner in which. So when you hear what they say, and then you fact check them, and you say, okay, this is not what you said, but this is what you're saying. Because there's a big difference, eh? Because what I said and what I'm saying is two different things, eh? Believe you me on that. Because if I am metaphorically speaking and I reference you to a donkey, I didn't call you an animal. But the mere fact that I reference you to that, it means that I insulted you, ain't it? That is it. What I said is metaphorically comparing you to something. But in the essence of what I'm saying is calling you an animal. So when you said that all these places are private entities, statutory bodies, on the question asked as it relates to healthcare expenses, and you decide to reference them to private entities or statutory bodies, what were you basically, or what are you basically saying to Grenadians? When you say Nawasa, poor people, vulnerable people pay for water, and then you speak about garbage, persons pay levies for garbage, what are you saying? Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you what he's saying. He is saying that if or when they do privatize, vulnerable people will have to be in a position to pay for healthcare system. There is a level of a connotation that comes with freeness. Not my words, it's the words of the Prime Minister. So he believes that Grenadians' healthcare is poor. They believe that the healthcare system is poor. And you see, at the end of the day, when they campaign on the reasons what they believe, quote unquote, why doctors and nurses was leaving the healthcare system, they said it was because the new National Party administration was not paying them. They came in and for 2 budgetary cycles, healthcare workers was given $500 consecutively. And consecutively, infants died at the General Hospital. Persons was on social media complaining as it relates to the healthcare system because they thought in their mind Dr. Mitchell wasn't paying doctors and nurses. So that is why the healthcare system was bad. And so, now that they're in the shoes, they realize it had to squeeze. And instead of fixing the shoe, what they want to do, they want to help. They want somebody to come and help them wait. But for years, the past administration, under the leadership of Dr. Mitchell, steadfastly take the same taxpayers' money, knowing granny and auntie and daughter and sister would not have been able to afford. It is difficult to afford. And now you partner with an entity, a private entity. And instead of coming to the Grenadian people as a man and say, this is the intention of the administration, to better healthcare system, and let's try to implement, consult. That is what is important. a word that I would always use. Speak to the Grenadian people. You're placed in a leadership position. Stop acting as a little boy. And then when they call you out on it, you're feeling offended. This is not how leadership run. Dr. Mitchell took numerous insults, bullied left to right. And there were times he had to make decisions. Lockdown, quarantine, all those things were hard decisions for any political leader to make. You think Dr. Mitchell sat in himself and said, listen to me, I wish COVID could come here? It was a difficult and economic time for Grenada. And he had to make the high-handed decision on locking down places. If you're doing something, say you're doing it. Say you're doing it. And then when you call on it, you start to make reference to all kind of thing and saying all kind of thing. And we know, because when we run out very early about it, or you play all you debunking it, because we have facts. That's one thing about NNP. Let me just pause for a while and commend some of you Grenadians and especially NNP supporters on all you fact checking. What are you good? Any little piece of noise and talk we hear, we just bring it out. Remember on this same program we started the conversation about teachers who were not getting paid. That's when thousands of Grenadians were unaware that this was happening. Many Grenadians was unaware that this was happening. But when we fact check them, they want to blame us. They want to blame us. And so, whenever we call them out on things, they just realize that them fellas are the facts, why? But we don't free them. We're moving on, ladies and gentlemen. Now, again, if these fellas and them want to spend a little money and lime on the 19th, let me say this openly. If you only want a little gathering, a social activity as a government, and invite the two fellas to come and lime with all, you do that. Stop playing with the state bank holiday. Stop playing with the names of persons or you want to recognize and give a little lie, and do what all you just do. Corruptly give them a little $5,000, $10,000, $15,000. Stop playing with the code name of persons who were part of a very tentative time in Grenada. And I wanted to say that publicly. Somebody could tape me saying that. Because if you don't understand what a hero is, or who should be recognized as a hero, ask somebody. I heard you say you're sending the commissioner of prisons and some other persons for some consultation to watch other prisons out there. Go and watch what Heroes Day is like in other countries. A hero is a person that is admired for the courage, outstanding achievement, and noble qualities. When an individual is given the opportunity or named a hero, a person is a hero for a year. And let me say this. When you're named a hero, you're a hero forever. So the hero this year can be the hero next year. When you are a hero, you are a hero forever. You understand me? So when all you just come and all you give a few persons who have contributed in certain things, that is not hero. Don't puppy shows. If all you don't know what is hero, ask somebody, they will tell all you. Because when one is named a hero, he or she stays a hero forever. Because if you guys are saying to me that you are recognizing people on the honorary of Heroes Day, I cannot understand that how between, because Let me get the reading that I was looking for. Exactly. Right. Thank you. Sorry. Now, if you're saying to me that you're honoring heroes based on the contribution for state or to state, and you're doing it honestly, and as it relates to the contribution, but your real name I could call you now. You have a real name I could call. Because when you go into other countries, just go on any page, and we're doing it together if anybody have it. Heroes, let me do it in Jamaica. Let's do Jamaica. Heroes in Jamaica. And you go on the site for heroes in Jamaica. As I open the page. Jamaica 6 national heroes and 1 national heroine. We have Alexander Bustamante, Samuel Sharp, George William Gordon, Marcus Garvey, Norman Marley. They have Paul Bogle. Those are names. Those are names of national heroes. You hear how easy that was? The contribution to state, the contribution to country, and they can give you some wonderful names. Wonderful names. I am not debunking the fact that some people are to be recognized for their contribution. But when you name an individual a hero, on Heroes Day, he or she or heroine is a hero forever. This is a political line. And stop doing it in the name of Grenadian or Grenadians. And it needs to stop. Because you all are making papi show with this thing now. You all are making papi show with this thing. When you look at all the names, let me take for example, we go on. Let me take for example Paul Bogle from Jamaica. Paul Bogle, a Baptist deacon, was generally regarded as a peaceful man who shunned violence. He believed in teaching of the Bible, endorsing the principle of character and endurance. Yet he was also a leader of organizers who knew well, and it relates to the terrains of the land, and had spent time in educating and training his followers. He lived in St. Thomas and led the Monument Bay Rebellion in 1865. Now, when you tell me about a hero, and I'm going to look upon a hero, these are the things I'm looking to see. His or her achievement, what they would have gotten, what they would have accomplished, what were their dedication to whatever. That to me, ladies and gentlemen, that to me depicts what we're looking for in a hero. Because if we just started Heroes Day, my expectation is that you could have used last year, maybe even this year's own, to honor our own heroes, all the persons and so on. Give a nice citation as it relates to those persons. So you telling me that, and watch me, let me tell you something. This is how we have to look at this thing, You have the region, not Grenada, the region, and by extension internationally, recognizing Dr. the Right Honorable Kid Mitchell as a legendary politician throughout the region. Longest served, one that you can say that in all Caribbean countries, you could have seen a change of the state. There are persons, when you hear them speak as it relates to Dr. Mitchell, they're giving you that history. And between last year to this year, Dr. Mitchell is not a hero. I just gave you a citation as it relates to Paul Bogle. A very short citation. But to them, the significance of him being a hero was the Morant Bay Rebellion in 1865. And that made him a national hero. Now, if we are going to spell out if we are going to, ladies and gentlemen, spell out, and let me go as far as maybe even giving you the citation as it relates to Marcus Garvey. I don't know if you want to hear that too. He stands out in history as one who was greatly committed to the concept of the emancipation of mind. Garvey, who was born in St. Anne's, became famous worldwide as a leader who was courageous and eloquent in his call for improvement for the blacks. He sought the unification of all blacks through the establishment of a United Negro Improvement Association and spoke out against economic exploitation and cultural degradation. He spent many years in the United States pursuing his goal of black unification. Now, this is the citation of Marcus Garvey. Now, tell me where there, tell me where in what I just read, does Dr. Mitchell does not even outshine Marcus Garvey. let me play crazy. Where there does Dr. Mitchell does not outshine Marcus Garvey? And this is the thing, ladies and gentlemen, that when you look at this administration, it baffles me in understanding what sometimes them as supporters say to their leaders. What they read on Facebook, what you see them post, what they say. Honor who you want to honor. But if you have to put it to merit, you all are making papi show with the holiday. Take it to mean, again, Grenadians, what are we doing? The Royal Grenada Police Force was thrown under the bus this week. And this is not the first time. And I blame the Commissioner of Police because he said he don't competent, he don't have the zeal for that. That is what he said publicly. And so this is the second time that the Prime Minister or the Minister of National Security come and make you look like a fool in the nation's eye. I can't see anything more idiotic than this. From last year, October 19th, the address, for those of us who remember, was that it's going to be made a national holiday for years to come. Oh my God. So from the 19th of last year to October 17th of this year, this present administration and Minister of National Security was unaware, had no intent to make that day a day where amplified music or permission for amplified music would have been given. Tell me how true that is. Tell me how true that could be. If I was to tell somebody, I feel the Prime Minister just come up with that idea. And then, not too long after, the RGPF, put out a press release that amplified music is banned on the day, and the persons who have it already, it would be retracted. Wagi, none of our look and get a lawyer. And other promoters, none of our look and get a lawyer. Because you all did nothing wrong. And I believe somewhere or the other, if it's not the RGPF or the government of Grenada, one of them looking suish. One of them look like you could sue them. Because the permission was granted to you. And there are grounds in which the permission can be revoked. I am certain that wasn't one of them. I am certain, because it's something of a national emergency. I could have understand a hurricane, Grenada is being attacked, COVID come back on JetBlue. But you can't say to me, ladies and gentlemen, that we are going to agree. Let's take a promoter like Wagiti, who would tentatively plan this event every year. And so by now, it is no hard and fast that Uncle Waggy has paid for booking for the individual to be here and so on and so forth. And Uncle Waggy may be in a position that could afford it. Think about the other little promoters, ladies and gentlemen. Think about the individual who was deciding to sell the little chicken and chips and the other little items around the park that day. And might have bought the little items to make a little $2 because he bad. Do you give consideration to these things? An event that happened from 9:30 to about 1:15. And they start later. They didn't start 9:30. Because they were posting under the GIS live asking what time they starting and what time they starting. How can we be accepting that as a people? And I'm not saying to make a riot. But if we are not vocal in situations like that, well, what else? What else? The Prime Minister come 2 days. 2 days before the date. And says that, Understand what amplified music is, Because I hear a person saying, he didn't say don't play no music at all. Understand the whole Noise Pollution Act. It is to the annoyance of an individual. So if an individual is being annoyed by whatever music that is being played, the question will come up, or the person will have the authority to call the police. Because the Amplification Act, or what grounds the amplification permission and so forth, there is no act to it, sorry. But what gives the right to the amplification falls under the Noise Pollution Act. Yeah? So how can you say to me that we are to accept as a people that a prime minister, a leader of a country, comes 2 days, 2 days, 2 days before an event, a holiday, knowing fully well, a holiday is not a first-time event. You said it was going to be a yearly event. You said that it's going to continue happening. All the little kicks and the little laugh we had on Facebook about it, let me say to you, ladies and gentlemen, this is a serious venture. We cannot, as a people, continue to allow any leader, I don't care who you be, to make decisions like this. There are emergency purposes. We know definitely there are state of emergencies. All these things would give the Minister of National Security the right to make certain decisions. That one day doesn't make sense. Because you already with the whole Heroes Day that you start to introduce, you take away the whole gist from it when you move from where the inauguration of the event happened. So even if you want to do all these things and you see what is funny about our state, and then again we have a very weak Christian society, and I grew up in church, and the last time I was telling somebody that our Christian society is weak. Yeah, because in some countries where there is strong Christian belief, this thing where we have accepted DJs in cemeteries, this kind of thing where you have accepted alcohol selling around All Saints and All Souls Night, that is become a party. Those are the things that if you say to me, let's leave that alone, let's not have these things and them in those places, I could understand those things. Easter is a big fete. Many would say it's a pagan holiday. Fine. But within a Christian society, there are Christians that respect it. There are many persons who are saying all kind of things as we are recognizing Thanksgiving and independence and all these things. But we give homage and recognition to a man-made holiday that no music should be played because it's a solemn and sober time. And then you look on national television and you see a minister stand up with his hand open wide. Solemn event, you know. But you have a minister stand up with his hand open wide and the next one day in the back shaking. Well, we know that is what persons of our nature do. Shaking. But it's a solemn event. It's a solemn event. Stop this stupidness. And it's high time it comes to an end. It is high time it comes to an end. We need to understand and respect the Christian society in the same manner. Many of us go about, oh, it's pagan holiday and it's man that make these days. But there are men making days. Heroes Day is not a man-made event. Independence Day. And they say pagan holiday because man that created to hold long man. But a man make a holiday and tell all you can't play amplified music. But Christmas is a pagan holiday. But it is recognized by our Christian society. The level of hypocrisy I'm seeing in Grenada now, I've never seen it at its best. Because when you look at things that persons are saying, and look at the play a clip for you. Prime Minister in a press briefing called Grenadians vulnerable. When the question was asked about vulnerability, he answered mentioning that Grenadians and there are persons that are vulnerable. But Dr. Mitchell, in a zonal meeting last night, would have mentioned and make reference to poor and poor people. And today is a big show. Dr. Mitchell shouldn't call people poor. But as somebody would have said, when they go in and beg and thief all the money and don't come back here with their hands swinging, is they go in and say, Grenadians poor. I have never seen the level of hypocrisy I've seen in no other country that I'm seeing now. And maybe the only time we might see that level of hypocrisy again is maybe if Donald Trump is elected in office in America. But our people is scared. The world was recognizing. The world was recognizing a pandemic. The world, not Dr. Mitchell. Not Dr. Mitchell. The world was recognizing a pandemic. And so, as a state, we were close to our yearly carnival event. Dr. Mitchell says, we really can't. We don't want to take the chance. What happened? How many of us could recall what happened? When it happened, what was the chant? Can't stop us from playing jab. Can't stop us from playing jab. Ladies and gentlemen, the hypocrisy is great. The hypocrisy is great. And I want to read a circular that came out. Oh my goodness. The National Democratic Congress. Circular number 66 of 2024, Chief Education Officer, Minister of Education. Officers of the School and Curriculum Division, Head of Student Support Service Unit, Testing and Measuring Unit, Managers, Supervisors, Grenada Union of Teachers, Principal and staff of all public preschools, primary and secondary schools. Listen to this piece here. Dated October 21st. Use of social media by public officers. The Ministry of Education informed that the Public Service Commission has been made aware of social media posts by public officers that have the potential to bring the service into disrepute. In this regard, public officers are advised to avoid making posts on social media that could reasonably be determined to tarnish both the reputation and that of the public service. The Commission requests all public officers to exercise responsibility in their pronouncement on social media and the other broadcasting platforms. Following the circular, the Commission will take appropriate action should it be reported that officers, through their posts, have brought both themselves and the public service into disrepute. Principals are asked to bring the circular to the attention of all the officers and staff, who are required to sign a copy to indicate that they have read and understood its contents. Kindly return the signed copy to the Office of the Chief Education Officer by Monday, November 18th, 2024.
All of them that giving the verdict about the doctor getting me sick. I don't know why they wouldn't mind a stinking business. Leave the man in peace. I say leave the damn doctor. Look, don't get me mad. Leave the damn doctor. Why say?
Ladies and gentlemen, only this morning, someone directed me to a Facebook page earned by the name Ali Matura on one of the things that I posted. And below it is the famous nurse mentioning things below it. Same nurse. I don't know her. I don't know she name. Put your name in the comment section for me. Same nurse. Public servant. See where this is going? Remember, in recent days, the union leader was asking members to take it to social media and blast the actions of the present administration in failing to pay workers within his union. Yeah, Nichelle Joseph, yeah. Commenting on the Ali Matura. Yeah, I'll get the post and I'll share it. Thanks for reminding me. Sorry, my phone don't close by now. Phone is a little away from me. And I get it and post it now. And I'm going to ensure that I get it, screenshot it. She better go and take it on before I finish the program. Yeah? Now this, ladies and gentlemen, gives directly into the conversation that I am presently presenting. You see the scare? You understand what is? The union leader said in recent days, when he asked teachers and other persons within the education sector to take it to other social media platforms and ensure that in solidarity they stand with the teachers who did not receive their pays or their salary. And now, to shut them up, the thing I just want to say on this program, the things I just want to say. Dr. Mitchell, as the Minister of National Security in the last administration led, when teachers went into the botanical gardens, it was a serious threat to national security. Knowing that the political leader and Prime Minister and other ministers and public prominent secretaries were housed at the botanical garden and they marched onto the yard, he had all right, as the Prime Minister then, to call on the armed forces, I don't care who he called, to ensure the safety of the persons who were housed at the botanical gardens. They marched onto the yard. You don't see that happening anywhere in the world. Because if a prime minister is at Radisson and something break out there, the rat squad would be there. We watch our teachers, principals, cleaners, cook, march onto the botanical gardens in solidarity for a 4% increase. I never saw Dr. Mitchell or neither the Minister of Education then, Honorable Emlyn Pay, posted anything of that sort. There are circulations, or what is being circulated now is an image of the present PS in health, dressed cladded in a yellow clothing, at a campaign rally. She was there. Ladies and gentlemen, she was there. She's the PS today. She is the PS today. At this stage, the Ministry of Education, over 70 teachers were discovered not being paid. So the list is growing. As long as it's going, it's growing. So when they think they get rid of this problem, a next problem busting out over on that side. Remember last week I mentioned to you guys that they are going to attempt to pay 1 month and 2 months and 3 months. Or 1 month here and hold back 2 months, or pay 2 months and hold back a month. And what the problem is going to be looking like. So now they realize, no, teachers serious about what they intend to do. And you see what they posted? You see the release? Teachers, stand firm. Stand firm. I just read about Paul Bogle from Jamaica. Remember I just read about Paul Bogle? See? Things does happen in the right time. He stood steadfastly in a time when persons were fighting non-Christianity. And he taught people about the Bible. And he stood fast. He believed in what he believed in. He started a rebellion. I'm saying to you guys, I don't care what it is, who it is in power. When poor people walk, give poor people their money. All you had Dr. Mitchell's to his throat for pension and pensioners. All you had Dr. Mitchell to his throat for a 4% increase. I'm saying to you guys, stand firm. Social media, they can't prove it's you that make the post. Your name that day, they can't say it's you that make the post. This is where we reach, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we get to in Grenada. And mind you, I'm speaking to you here, and I just got a bit of information. Just got a bit of information. And later on, I'm going to post the I want to post the I want to give you guys an image because we want to try something today for the first time because we want to work on something my technical team and I want all you to see the little audience. I want you to see the audience from Heroes Day. If we don't get it to work, I'm going to post it on my page. Because we are seeing the mockery behind all this now. Told you guys, listen to Deacon Mitchell. When Deacon Mitchell was questioned in the press briefing last week as it relates to the road and the condition of the road in the Woodlands and H. Street, Deacon Mitchell told the Grenadian people that construction material is minimal in the state and made reference to St. Vincent, Jamaica, having been hit with the natural disaster in the same breath, and mentioning that construction material is going to be tough to get. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the very same administration, during the passage of the hurricane, built through Blue Main Road to house CARICOM heads of government meeting. The very same National Democratic Congress government, the same construction material, the same hurricane pass in Jamaica and in St. Vincent. And he's telling the Grenadian people one of the issues that they're being faced with as it relates to finishing those roads is construction material. Same government, the very same administration who went along and fixed the True Blue Main Road, thousands of dollars, place all kind of country on wood on the roundabout at the end of Morris Bishop Highway. And then when asked about H. Street and Woodlands and other roads and construction, they spoke about the Granite Tank project also. Well, you must really listen to Deacon speaking. As I said to you, if you guys want to listen and be fooled, that is up to you guys. But I'm not one that is easily swayed. And I don't believe that he's going to be one person that is going to cause me to be swayed. Ian Darbright. The Bathway Road presently, again, well, the people of St. Patrick West is sorry. You understand what your parliamentary rep already said to you guys. We all do expect government to get money to fix road. But however, there's a clarion call from St. Patrick's East for the persons who ply the Bathway Road, Livera area, that area there. That road bad. In the words of your gun, he bad, he mal, he real bad. Anytime you fact check the National Democratic Congress on the things that they say and they do, go on to the pages. See what they first done. Go on to the comment. Let it post. Just post me picture. And all the insults running out. All the insults. Go and fact check them. Say, listen to me. This is what I can present. This is what I know. This is the facts that I have. Whenever you ask him anything. See, when they ask him about the hospital issue, he realized, I can't get away from it now. So he said, listen to me, watch me. All them places and them is privately owned, man. What all you could tell me? What all you could tell me? And when you have a leader of any part, I don't care what entity it is. When you have a leader and entities like this, he ain't looking good for us. He ain't looking good for us. We need to take our time, supporters, and focus on the mission ahead. Take our time and understand where the party intends to go at this stage. As I always say, we have freedom. Once we have with facts and our information, we give them as is. We give them as is. So many times when you see they come to you on especially Facebook and so on, leave it alone. Leave it alone. They are going to continue to speak. They are going to continue to come at you. No information. Go on their page. They're more posting jokes and laughter. All their goons, go on their page. See what happens on their page. And you would realize. You would realize. I really wanted to give you guys a look as it relates to the audience. All the big show you see they make under the tent with a white costume. Yeah? Parade at the band in progress back the other day. Not people in the event. People don't go. Because they know better. They definitely know better. And so, when persons start showing them that they are not going to be swayed by the foolishness any longer, they would realize that the Grenadian people end up for the kicks anymore. Really end up for the kicks anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, it definitely was a pleasure being in your company this evening. We continue our conversation, we continue our talks, we continue whatever it is. And I think you all see my background change. Yeah, my background change. So if you look tentatively, let me pull myself a little way back. Let me pull myself back so you guys can take a look. What's the audience? This is the audience. This was the crowd. Ladies and gentlemen, this was the audience. You see it? I make it my background. I say, I tell the technical team, if they can't get it how they want it, let me show people how it is. This is the audience. So you see what the amplified the music and all the other things were paused for. For many of you guys who have good eyesight, I am certain that you guys will be able to or should be able to. Yeah? Yeah, that is it. Giving you all a better view. So, ladies and gentlemen, let the audience see people. Take a look at what Grenada's No Amplified Day was about. No amplified songs. This is what we were dealing with. You hear? That is all. Tell you guys, when we have information, we just roll out the red carpet. We just roll out the information. We just tell all you the facts. Give all you the facts. So that was the audience. There you had a look at it. So whenever you see they start to talk and you hear them talking and they start to say this and they start to say that, don't worry. Don't worry. We had the information and we go share the information. Yeah? So right now when you look at the page and when I go in, I leave in this, so I'll go take a look at it, take a picture, share it. So ladies and gentlemen, again, it was a pleasure being in your company this afternoon. We would be back here again tomorrow for another class in session program. I hope that somebody, was intrigued. The persons who were informed that you guys are happy as it relates to the information that was shared. So we're going to be back here again tomorrow. Same time, same place, and we're going to have a further conversation. You know, by the time we sleep and we wake, they're doing something again tomorrow. And you know that is how the National Democratic Congress operates. Yeah? So, without further ado, I want to say have yourself a wonderful evening. God's blessings to each and every one of you. And we meet back here again tomorrow. All right?
All of them that give in the verdict about the doctor getting me sick. I don't know why they wouldn't mind a stinking business. Leave the man in peace. I say leave the damn doctor. Look, don't get me mad. Leave the damn doctor. Why say, or is murder in Trinidad? Leave the damn doctor. He ain't trouble on you. Leave the damn doctor. Where do you do? Leave the damn doctor. Why say? Yes, the other party is there. They can't handle their own affair. They're stumbling with all the plan. Still they're harassing the blasted man. I say, leave me down, doctor. And don't get me mad. Leave me down, doctor. Way, or is murder in Trinidad. Leave me down, doctor. He ain't trouble on you. Leave me down, doctor. Way, or is murder in Trinidad. Way, they're making so much confusion, but race riot in England. They should kick them from Scotland Yard. We have the same question in Trinidad. I say, leave me down, doctor. And don't get me mad. Leave me down, doctor. Or it's murder in Trinidad. Leave me down, doctor. Why say, he ain't trouble on you. Leave me down, doctor. Hey, why you doing well, do? Leave me down, doctor. Sing, sing. Leave me down, well, the way how things shaping up, all this nigger business must stop. I tell you soon in the West Indies, it's please, Mr. Nigger, please leave it down, doctor. And don't get me mad. Leave it down, doctor. Or is murder in Trinidad. Leave it down, doctor. Yes, he ain't trouble